The Yankees hit 2 home runs off Chris Sale, and Xander Bogaerts struck out with the bases loaded in the 8th inning to allow New York to squeak out a 4-3 win over the Red Sox on Saturday night. Welcome into the Boston Red Sox newsfeed postgame recap. I'm Jess Thomas reporting for CLNS, a leading online provider of audio-visual coverage for the Boston Red Sox. In a fairly low-scoring game, this one had plenty of drama, including a somewhat off night for Sale against the Yankees, some more history for Rafael Devers as well as Sale, and a bullpen change that benefited the Yankees. Sale was taking on CC Sabathia, who was coming off the disabled list for his first start since August 8th. After a 2-strikeout first inning, Sale finally cracked against the Yankees. He had a career 1.18 ERA against the Yanks, but Didi Gregorius hit a one-out double off Sale in the second inning. He hit Todd Frazier on the leg next, and next up was youngster Tyler Austin, and he took a high Sale fastball over the Green Monster for a 3-run homer and a 3-0 early lead. Now in a quick hole, Boston couldn't get anything going off Sabathia, who came into the game pitching 14 scoreless innings against Boston this year. He retired the first 8 Sox hitters before Jackie Bradley Jr. got a 2-out single in the third. Sabathia retired the next 5 after that before walking Bogaerts in the 5th. It led to trouble for the big lefty. Devers singled to move Bogey to third, and he scored in a Sandy Leon ground out for the first Sox run. JBJ ripped an RBI single to left off Sabathia to get Boston within 1 run, as Devers scored on a nice slide on the inside of the bag. This made it 3-2 New York. Unfortunately, Sale had one more blemish. With 2 outs in the 6th, Frazier lofted a high homer into the first row of the monster for New York's second homer and a 4-2 lead. Mookie Betts doubled to lead off the 6th, but CC retired the next 3 in order to end that threat. Sale ended his outing by striking out the side, and the 7th wrapped around a Brett Gardner single, giving him 9 strikeouts for the game. That meant that he had 250 strikeouts now in the season in his 25th start. He's the 3rd pitcher in MLB history to get 250 strikeouts in 25 starts or fewer, joining Pedro Martinez and Randy Johnson, who did it 4 times. But Sale lost for the first time since July 6th to fall to 14-5 on the year. He went 7 innings, throwing 117 pitches, allowing 7 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. Sabathia came out after the 6th, as he is now 3-0 with a .90 ERA in 20 innings versus Boston this year. He has turned into a Sox killer at age 37. Speaking of killers, Devers came up second in the 7th against Adam Warren. He lifted a solo home run to dead center just to the right of the triangle at the .420 mark for his 8th homer of the year, and it gave Boston another run to get within 1 at 4-3. And a historic hit it was, as Devers became the only player under 21 years old to hit 8 homers in his first 20 Major League games. He also joined Babe Ruth as the only 2 players to hit homers in 3 consecutive games versus the Yankees before turning 21. Ruth did it 102 years ago in 1915. Both of those stats are from the Elias Sports Bureau. The Sox had a chance to tie or take the lead in the 8th. With 2 outs, Andrew Benintendi struck out, but reached first on a wild pitch by David Robertson. Hanley Ramirez ripped a double to move Benny to third. Mitch Moreland pinch hit for Chris Young, and the Yankees intentionally walked him, loading the bases for Bogaerts. He struck out in 3 pitches to end the threat. The Yankees stranded 2 runners in the 9th when Aaron Judge struck out, as a combo of Heath Hembree, Robbie Scott, and Joe Kelly held the Yankees off the board. Judge has now struck out 36 straight games, which is a Major League record, not one that he wants to hold. Unfortunately, the strand was all for naught as Boston couldn't score off new closer Dellin Betances in the 9th. Brock Holt was thrown out trying to steal second after pinch running, and JBJ flied out to end the ballgame. Joe Girardi removed Aroldis Chapman from the closer's role before the game, and Betances made the move pay off. The game was a good opportunity to take a 6-game lead in the division for the Sox, but the Yankees needed the win, and they got it to improve to 66-56. Boston falls to 70-52 in just their 3rd loss in the month of August. A few notes from the game: JBJ made a nice leaping catch in the 4th inning, although it was probably just his 5th best catch of the year, as he's had an unbelievable year in the field, as usual. Sale has pitched against the Yankees 4 times this year and has not won once. Not because he hasn't pitched well, though, besides tonight. The Red Sox Foundation was honored before the game for 15 years of service. Boston will look to take 2 out of 3 in the series for the 2nd straight weekend on Sunday afternoon at 1:30. Rick Porcello will take on Sonny Gray, and Jerry Remy will be honored for 30 years in the booth before the game. It'll be good to see Remy back in Boston. Adam Ballou will take care of your pregame notes, and Joe Danker will have a full game recap on our newsfeed. This has been Jess Thomas for CLNS.